platelet disorders. So last week, we've discussed the inherited disorders. So ito naman po yung mga example ng acquired disorder. So that is through drug ingestion. So we have both the reversible and irreversible effect of drugs. So halimbawa ang aspirin, so it is targeting the cyclooxygenase 1, which ang effect naman niya for the synthesis of the TXA is irreversible. Ibig sabihin, hindi na po yan hindi na po makakapag-produce or maibabalik sa production ng or synthesis ng thromboxane A2. So if you remember the cyclooxygenase pathway, but kung naproxen, sulfenpyrazone or the ibuprofen, that is still targeting the cyclooxygenase 1 pathway but still reversible. Understood? So ganun din sa targets ng ADP at saka prostacyclins. Okay? Kapag clopidogrel and prasugrel, the effect is irreversible, pero kapag ticagrelor or cangrelor, so it is still reversible. So make sure na lang we're familiar with the target and the drug. Okay? So ano yung mga specific targets sa platelet function and ano yung mga drugs na associated with it. So lahat ng yan can cause the disorder of platelet function. So acquired po yan because it is through drug ingestion. Okay, now let us proceed with the vascular disorder. So na-mention ko na rin naman sa inyo to nung concept ng basic hemostasis, no? The primary players of the primary hemostasis will be the vascular system, which is the blood vessels, the components of the blood vessels, and the platelet. So in vascular disorders, normal ang laboratory profile ng platelet at nung blood coagulation. So ang diagnosis natin dito, we will not be doing PT-PTT, or we will not be doing counting of platelets, no, or platelet aggregation, but based on the medical history of the patient. Okay? I-rule out natin yung ibang source ng bleeding disorder. So ang clinical manifestation ng mga vascular disorder, may bruising, okay, or they may bleed spontaneously sa mga mucosal surfaces. So ganun din, meron din tayo ditong acquired and then hereditary. So ito yung mga example ng acquired, ito yung mga example ng hereditary. And then meron din yung mga unknown origin like psychogenic purpura and purpura simplex. Okay, so let's start with the hereditary hemorrhagic telangiectasia, or also known as the Rendu-Osler-Weber syndrome. So this, pag sinabi natin telangiectasia, ang ibig pong sabihin niyan, dilated superficial blood vessels that create small focal red lesions. Okay? So, this is inherited and autosomal dominant po siya. So, maninipis ang blood vessel and discontinuous ang endothelium. Anong ibig sabihin nun? Diba? Supposedly, if this is your blood vessel, yung endothelium, normally, they are continuous kasi dapat walang gap. Correct? So, ito yung considered na normal. Ang nangyayari sa Rendu-Osler-Weber, may mga gap, no? In between the endothelium. So also inadequate ang smooth muscles and also inadequate din pati ang elastin in the surrounding stroma. So this may occur in your blood vessels throughout your body. Pwedeng sa face, sa lips, conjunctiva, okay? Under the tongue, trunk, etc. Okay? So kapag nag-apply ka ng pressure sa skin, nagbablanch yung lesion. Usually, nagmamanifesto by puberty and it may progress throughout life. Okay? So, these are associated with cherry red hemangioma, which are common in older women and men. Ataxia telangiectasia or the Lewis-Barr syndrome. Okay? And then chronic actinic telangiectasia, chronic liver disease, and pregnancy. So, next, hemangioma thrombocytopenia syndrome or the HTS syndrome, also known as the Kasabach-Merritt syndrome. This is a vascular, pag sinabi nating hemangioma, this is a vascular tumor. Okay, a vascular tumor, giant vascular tumor. But in this case, guys, mas mataas ang tendency ng bleeding dahil may accompaniment ng thrombocytopenia. Okay? Thrombocytopenia. So when you say bleeding diathesis, that is increased tendency of bruising and bleeding. So may mga complications associated with this. We have the DIC, disseminated intravascular coagulation, which is our topic for the problem in thrombosis. Okay? Also, dahil nga may vascular tumor, nag-i-increase ang sequestration ng platelet sa mga hemangiomas na yan. Okay? And kaya po bumababa yung ating platelet. Nasisequester siya nung vascular tumor. And then, meron ding MAHA. This is your MAHA, microangiopathic hemolytic anemia. Ano po bang nangyayari? Halimbawa, ito yung blood vessel. Halimbawa, may tumor dito. Yan, may tumor. So, di ba ang blood flow natin, okay, ay nangyayari sa blood vessel. So, halimbawa, ang blood flow natin papunta doon sa tumor. So, yung mga red cells natin, kapag dumaan yan, or kapag bumunggo, no? Once it collided with the tumor, what do you think will happen to the RBCs? That will result to trauma. Kaya nagkakaroon ng hemolytic anemia. So nalalays yung mga RBCs natin. Naiintindihan? So because of the tumor, when it collides with our RBC, so the RBC will be lysed. Understood? Kaya may hemolytic anemia ang patient. Clear? You call it microangiopathic hemolytic anemia. Next, another hereditary vascular disorder is the Ehlers. Okay? Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. So this could be inherited dominantly, autosomal dominant, pwede ring recessive, at pwede ring X-linked. So the problem here is defective ang collagen production. Even the structure, its capability to cross-link, resulting to inadequacy of the connective tissue. So what is the characteristic of the patients with Ehlers-Danlos? Meron silang hyperextensible skin, hypermobile joints, okay? Joint laxity, fragile ang tissue, at may subcutaneous hematoma formation. Ibig sabihin, may bleeding tendencies din ang patient na may Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. Okay, now, let's move on to the acquired vascular disorder, starting with the Hinox-Schönlein purpura or allergic purpura. Allergic or anaphylactoid purpura. So may mga allergic manifestation yan like skin rash or edema. So nakukuha natin yan sa pag-intake ng food, even drugs, no? Cold, okay? Pagka di ba malamig, minsan makate yung skin natin or nagkakaroon ng skin rashes yung iba sa atin, or simpleng skin bite lang tapos nagkaroon na siya ng allergic manifestations and even vaccine. So the reason with that is yung acute IgA, this is because it is an acute IgA-mediated disorder. Okay? Meron pong vasculitis, okay, that may involve the skin, the joint, kidney, GIT, and the lungs. May purpuric lesions, okay, na nako-confuse natin na hemorrhagic rash, okay, of the ITP. We will discuss ITP, okay, or the immune thrombocytopenic purpura in your quantitative. Okay, ITP sa quantitative po yan. Now, these are common sa mga bata. Okay, and more common in males. More common in males, no? 3 to 7 years of age. So, palpable yung purpura. Ibig sabihin naka-raise, nakaangat po yung rashes na yan, and makate. Okay? Palpable purpura, itchy, purpuric lesions. So, sa urine ng patient, makakakita ka ng protein at ng blood. So, in terms of platelet count, it's normal. Coagulation test, PT, PTT are also normal. But when you measure or count the WBC, it may be increased, and also the ESR is also increased because of the inflammation. Okay? Next, paraproteinemia. So when you say paraproteinemia, okay, meron po tayong excessive na proteins sa ating plasma. So, kadalasan po ang platelet function na i-inhibit ng mga myeloma proteins. So what happens is, number one, yung paraprotein, kino-coat niya yung platelet membrane. So pag na-coat yung platelet membrane, walang mangyayaring aggregation, secretion, or procoagulant activity. Naintindihan po? So that will result to severe hemorrhagic manifestation, may hyperviscosity kasi mataas ang protein, and dahil nga nabalutan na yung platelet natin ng paraprotein, if you imagine kung ito yung platelet, nabalutan na po ng paraprotein. Walang mangyayaring platelet function. Naintindihan? Okay, so what are the examples of conditions na mataas ang plasma proteins, no? IgA myeloma, Waldenstrom macroglobulinemia, and the IgG3 myeloma. So lahat ng to nag-i-exhibit ng platelet function abnormalities. Pangalawang principle ng paraproteinemia na i-inhibit niya pati ang fibrin polymerization. Okay? So, ano pong mangyayari pag na-inhibit ang fibrin polymerization? Naalala niyo yung factor 13. Diba? Ini-stabilize ni factor 13 yung fibrin na kinonvert from the fibrinogen. So, what will happen? There will now be poor correlation, no, between the abnormal result in the laboratory test and the evidence of clinical bleeding. Okay? So, anong treatment? So, kailangan nating bawasan yung mga paraprotein na yan by therapeutic plasma exchange. So, papalitan po natin yung plasma ng patient with a normal plasma para mabawasan yung mga paraproteins para hindi maapektuhan yung coagulation natin. Okay? Specifically, the platelet function. Another is, okay, pangatlo na po ito ha, third, amyloidosis. So, deposition ng abnormal quantity ng amyloid proteins in the tissue. So, what is amyloid? It is a fibrous protein with rigid, linear, non-branching, aggregated fibril. So, associated po ito sa primary or secondary, no, hemostasis, and localized or systemic manifestation. So, anong mga clinical manifestation? Purpura, may hemorrhage, and meron ding thrombosis. Okay? And also, abnormal pati ang platelet function. And then lastly, number 4 and number 5. 4 na po ito, and then this is 5. The senile purpura and the drug-induced purpura. Senile purpura, common po ito sa mga matatanda, elderly men, than in women. So, mas common sa mga lalaki. So, that is because of the lack of collagen sa mga small blood vessels. Okay? And also, nawawala na rin kasi as we age yung mga subcutaneous fats and elastic fibers. Kaya makikita ninyo sa skin ng mga matatanda, may mga dark, no, na blotches. Flat naman siya, tapos hindi nagbablanch with pressure. Okay? And nagli-leave siya ng parang mga brown stain sa skin. So normal po yan kasi nga, again, as we age, nababawasan po yung collagen and yung subcutaneous fat and elastic fibers. So sa laboratory result, normal yan. No? Pero increase ang fragility ng mga blood vessels natin. Okay? And wala nang iba pang bleeding manifestation. So ito naman yung mga drugs na pwedeng magkaroon or pwedeng makadevelop ng mga vascular disorders, no? So aspirin, warfarin, barbiturates, etc. Okay, so that would end our discussion about the qualitative platelet disorder. So sabi ko nga, continuation lang naman ng topic natin nung nakaraan, yung ngayong araw. And please make sure to prepare kailan po ang meeting ninyo ngayong linggo for your lecture.
Tomorrow